Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Skylar. I'm host of the White Lotus Society Podcast. My co-host this evening is none other than Brent Miller. Say hi, Brent.
Hi, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, he's going. So Theros came out. It's about 2 weeks now since Theros came out, and it's made some impacts. I feel like Wizards, when they said they're trying to make push cards or more powerful cards, they hit the mark, and I don't necessarily think there's any broken cards necessarily, but like good cards, I guess.
That's like, I wouldn't say broken cards in this format. It's more from the set. It's more about cards that interact with other cards to enable some more broken things.
Yep.
Like the new inverter deck, and then you re-energize Dredge.
Yeah. So some of the cards that are sticking out in others, you got Euro, obviously. Crocs has seen play, and I found out today in my Modern IQ, he's playing in Modern. There's like a red-black mid-range deck, apparently. Didn't know about it until today. And you got the Dryad that's messing up Modern right now with the Valakut.
Yep.
It's even more scarier now. They got Fielded that to have that angle of attack, and then they got the Valakut, so you can just bolt you to death. And then they got, of course, the Primeval Titan. It's like 3 different things you have to worry about.
Yeah, still need to pick up my playset to upgrade my
Scapeshift deck. Yeah, I like Scapeshift right now. And what else is that? Oh yeah, Underworld Breach.
Yes.
That card is seeing Pioneer play.
Yeah, and that card's like really, really good in Legacy and Vintage.
Do you know what the combo, or when you're going through the combo, what's the loops are for Underworld Breach and Pioneer?
No.
So what they do is they have they go Underworld Breach, right, and then like there's some, I don't know what the card is. I might need to look it up, but it basically taps your Lotus fields and they float mana off of it, and then so what they do is they get a Fey Wishes, getting Tomescar out of their sideboard, and they Tomescour themselves, which puts 5 cards in it plus a Tomescour, and Underworld Breach allows them to replay it for 1 blue mana and exile 3 cards. So they do this. They do this multiple times until their whole library is gone, and then they cast Jace Worldly Mysteries and win the game. And that's their loop.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, no. Seeing somebody do it. Oh, no, I was watching Caleb Shear do it, and, yeah. The guy was just, like, sitting there, just like, yep, So, I don't know. I feel like that could be one of the cards that they might ban later on in life, just because it
does something.
Yeah, it does stuff. And degenerate stuff, mind you. So
you can, well, it's like, I know in Legacy, it's go keep on replaying your Lion's Eye Diamonds.
I can see it being restricted in Vintage. I can absolutely see it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me guess my Blackboard.
Yeah.
I just had to exile 3 cards from my graveyard. Value.
Yeah, they're like, all right, let me keep my Wheel of Fortune again. Oh, yeah.
My Time Twister.
Yeah. They just, like, with every 3 mana they have, they can just Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. So, I'm really impressed with that card. I don't know. And how do you feel about Escape now? Like,
I always thought Escape looked cool. Like,
I don't know.
The thing is it don't feel like it's broken yet.
I don't know. I feel like it the same way as like any graveyard mechanic they put out there. Like the last ones are like Delve, so it reminds me of Delve in a way. Just like utilize your graveyard as a resource, and
It's just
people can abuse that. So,
but I mean, eventually, and I know Wizards is kind of scared of graveyard-based decks, but they still want to make the mechanics and everything to deal with the graveyard.
I think they're just trying to experimenting around of like,
what
this,
can be too powerful?
Yeah, what's too powerful? Is this on the edge? Is this just right?
But they're trying to, like, what I feel like is they're trying to balance it. And they're experimenting with balancing.
Which I give them props to. They're trying. Like, they're like, is this card too powerful?
It's not just like, hey, this is what, like, graveyard synergies are way too powerful. We can't do this anymore.
Yeah, like, I don't know. And your old reliable Merfolk wizard, Thassa's Oracle, is tearing up formats.
Yeah, she's definitely. The funny thing is like, and I watch Nikachu a lot, and he's like probably gonna go down as one of the most memorable Merfolk in history.
Yeah,
but not in a Merfolk deck.
Yeah, it's a Merfolk.
That's like she plays better in non-Merfolk strategies.
And props to Thassa's Oracle. My inverter truce went up from like 20 cents, my mythic bulk binder, to and made a lot of money off of that. So I was grateful. Yeah. And so our first topic comes in. Sorry for the bambling, but our first topic is going to be with Thassa's Oracle and Pioneer. Is the Dimir inverter deck going to cause a banning of Dig Through Time?
It's like it'll either be Dig Through Time, or I don't know if Wizards actually can learn from some of their mistakes and just cut the head off.
You mean like banning like Thassa's Oracle?
Yeah, because I mean she's seen play in other decks doing almost the exact same thing, but not like I know one's a more of a value Simic deck, and what you're trying to do is you try to get a like Risen Ray, and then you're bouncing a Master Waves, creating the elemental tokens to draw out your library.
Yeah,
and then play it.
It's pretty disgusting. But and like the counter argument is like, well, you got the Heliod combo deck in Pioneer too, but that combo is way more fragile than Thassa's Oracle and Dimir Inverter.
It was like that thing. Well, I mean, think about it. You play the inverter. You try to have as like lowest library count as possible.
Like they usually cast Dig Through Time and then untap.
I was like, when I first seen it, I was actually surprised that there were some more delve cards in it.
True. Yeah, they usually go just Dig Through Time, untap. Yeah. Inverted Truth.
Awesome. You just find whatever you want.
And it plays a lot of good cards too, just in general. Like it plays Jace Will and Mysteries, and that card by itself is just fantastic.
And which I know people.
Oh yeah, Thoughtseize, and then the Thought Eraser is actually playing some play too.
Yeah.
And Drown Lock, and
pretty much it's just a blue-black control strategy with this combo.
And I've actually seen people kill people with the Inverted Truth. They don't really have to like combo. It's just the 6/6 flying. All right. Like
it's still good.
Like I think Mono Black's the only one that has the tools to actually kill a creature like that consistently. So I don't know.
And it's like, but probably I would, if Wizards is going to ban something out of it, yes, Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise. I think it's probably time that they've seen their way out.
Oh yeah, I feel like if they ban Dig Through Time,
if
they just ban Dig Through Time, yeah, then it's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna play Treasure Cruise in. It's like the next broken card.
It's like it's not as good for us, but
yeah,
it's
still draw 3 cards. We still exile or dig up their graveyard and still got 0 cards in my library or graveyard. Whatever. So I feel like if they ban Dig Through Time, they have to ban Treasure Cruise because that's what they're gonna go for next.
Yeah, and I was like, and then if the deck's gonna stay around, it'll probably play like.
But at that point, do they just need to ban Thassa's Oracle? Because then, like, you got to give the argument of, like, why don't you just play Gurmag Angler?
Yeah, because that's
they're just going to play all the Delve cards.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, all these Delve creatures? Man, I'm going to splash green so I can play even more Delve creatures.
Yeah, like, it's going to get to the point where they're just going to be like, all right, we'll play every freaking Delve card. And so at that point, you just ban, like, the head of the snake, like you said, Thassa's Oracle. So.
I mean, if they don't want, and they've said that they don't want that type of deck in format. I mean, that's why Felguard Target got taxed again. Because they said that, it's not interactive enough, and it wins the game too fast. This deck is winning the game just as fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, just as uninteractive. I mean, if you don't counter her, then you can't kill it to get rid of the trigger.
There's another argument of, like, if you ban Thassa's Oracle, do you need to ban Jace Wilder Mysteries? It's like they go, still Inverter and Jace Wheeler Mysteries.
Thassa's Oracle was easier to win with.
Yeah,
Jace the Wheeler.
I don't know. I feel like we'd probably see it less just because they only have Wheeler Mysteries to win, and so like that comes to Lotus Breach being the best deck, or the best deck. so to speak.
But I mean, you also think about it this way: is Thassa's Oracle took over all the slots in legacy decks and vintage decks that were playing Laboratory Maniac,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's that much better.
Yeah, and like I was telling my friend that's going to play this deck in our Team Trio event coming up in like 3 months. He was like, "Well, how's the matchup against Mono Red?" I was like, "You got a 1/3 blocker in Thassa's Oracle. You have 6/6 flying. I mean, like you have Thoughtseize, Thought Erasure. Like you have all this hand disruption. Mm-hmm. You have I think they even play Fatal Push.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't you want to play Fatal Push? And you got Drowning Log. It's ridiculous. They have they have a ton of access to good sideboard cards too, like Cletus. It's just one of them. I know.
I mean, it's just a ton. It's like the best blue-black.
Yeah, it's
cards that you can.
It'll probably go down as the best blue-black mid-range deck in Pioneer.
It's like even if it gets banned, like I'm still building the deck and it's going on a shelf.
Yeah, like
just to remind me of the day that
the best blue-black mid-range deck.
Demir
ever.
made it, and I'm just like yes,
perfection. It's everything I want in my blue-black deck.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then it's also made its way into one of the legacy decks that I like playing and tinkering around with, which is Doomsday.
I don't like Legacy right now either. Yeah.
I mean, Legacy's pretty much dying. we're like some people are trying to revive it. That's a different topic for a different day.
Yeah. So we're getting our next topic through here is homebrewing versus net decking.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you, what do you prefer, homebrewing or net decking, Brent?
Well, it's like, that I homebrew a lot.
Yeah.
But I also take my homebrews and, I take a net deck and then homebrew around that net deck. So I feel like...
So you use a combination of both.
Yeah. I mean, it's a resource. Like, everybody who's out there who's 100%...
Just not
net
homebrewing.
Decking, and you're like, oh, it has to be a homebrew. Like...
I know people who are just totally against net decking and just totally just like, no, I'm going to build whatever's in my collection and build the best deck out of my collection. I'm not going to see anything online.
I mean, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, props to people who want to do that, and but in the end of the day, I feel like, do you want to win or do you want to have fun?
Yeah.
And if you're wanting to have fun, homebrew. Now, if you're wanting to go to like a tournament, I feel like you need to do it the best way you can. And the best way is you're going to have a deck that has been play tested and everybody has a whole bunch of data on. And that's where net decks come from. Now, there are always slots in those decks. If you want to add something and take something out, your little flex slots, do that. But don't hate on somebody and your turn one play and you happen to notice like their entire list came straight from MTG Goldfish. Don't be like, man, you're just a filthy net decker.
Yeah.
Why don't you have some real talent and actually build your own deck? Like, don't do that to people. I was like, net decking is the best for new players. Yes.
Every time I see a new player, I'll just tell them, hey, if you're getting the standard, just go on MTG Goldfish, find you a list that you like. But I try to be to send them the easiest deck, which usually is mono red aggro. Like, it's pretty simple to learn. It's just, attack, bolt them, kill them fast as you can. And like, I understand homebrewers because it's like a pride thing for them. And I honestly, just me personally, I don't want to go to a tournament that I spend like $70 on, bringing a homebrew and trying to like, and it's like, I trust people that play their decks and like spend hours on end testing the decks for big tournaments, and that's why I net deck, because I know somebody out there spent that time doing that.
And plus, just the amount of people that are playing that deck on like MTGO, if it's modern, because
of course I'll play test with the deck just to make sure like it's running smoothly. Like if I feel like it needs like a extra card in there for a sideboard for some matchup that just popped up, I'll put it in there. But for the most part, I just go same 75.
Oh yeah, I was like, I have a proxied up Gauntlet at home that I play test against.
Mm-hmm.